I'd love to see more empathy from our investors. I'd love to see more pragmatism about what's realistically achievable over the next 12 to 18 months. And I'd also like to see a little bit of patience. It'd be great if everything could be done today or tomorrow. It's very, very rarely the case.
We do see a huge burden coming from regulation, where it's becoming very stringent on the one hand, and there is also a burden coming also from the markets in general, in terms of transparency, more data, etc. At the end of the day, these are the same people in the receiving end, so it would be very, I would say, efficient and very valuable that we streamline these, what regulation is asking, what LPs do want, how does US compare to Europe, in order to focus on what is really going to make a difference, but still remain relevant to the business that we are doing, which is investing and delivering on performance.
Well, for one, I think the return to disciplined investing. I think we've been in a market where investors have been undisciplined. There's been a strong motivation to commit capital into markets that have been fundamentally challenging. I think the dislocation in the markets has caused a return to discipline, and I hope that trend continues and that people will continue to be disciplined in their investment decisions and processes. I'm not hopeful that that will be the case because there's still a lot of capital out there of chasing opportunities, but if anything would change for me, that would be important for me to see change in is that return to discipline.
Yeah, I think I would still like to see more women around the table. I think we've done a really good job so far, but there's a long way to go. And it feels more inclusive now, and I think just to continue that path would be fantastic to see. Certainly for myself, I've really seen the difference over 20 years, and I want to see that continuing even faster. I would like to see the industry continue to proliferate in terms of supporting startups. So, for example, female founder-led startups, we're seeing a lot more of that these days, and there's a lot more appetite to invest with nichier, smaller strategies. And I think just this gives people a chance to really meet, talk about that, and just speak to a lot of people you wouldn't normally reach. So,
well, I'd like to see, an opening of a conversation on fees. I think it's an issue in the industry that we need to deal with. I think that's one of the things as fundraising is more difficult. We'd like to see an improvement on that, and then delivering all the challenges of reporting on ESG issues is probably the next big challenge for the industry.
I mean, I would love to see more opportunities to meet with investors and globally, not just, within Europe, for example. And I would obviously love to see increasingly diverse talent getting supported in the industry as well.
I would hope for all of the participants to hop on the train of digital transformation.
Yeah, no, I think the change that we need is really to figure out the challenge around valuation. I think we all, there were a lot of discussions here around how people are handling valuation today, and some have a disciplined approach and some have a more liberal approach, and there's complete inconsistency in the private equity market at this point, and that's starting to be a real concern voiced by limited partners, and I think it's an area that general partners are actively discussing. But for those of us who take a conservative approach, we believe that there should be standards put in place around more stringent standards around valuation.
Patience. I think we have been having very strong deployment years, a lot of capital coming into the industry, both on inflows and outflows. So we believe that patience will be the key name in the game, particularly in tougher macroeconomic times that we're facing.
So I think we've got to continue to push forward intentionality into action. And so we continually measure that 2% number that is with women and people of color, and we want to see the needle start moving there.